Well, good evening. Good evening. It is past the witching hour, and welcome to the Will Austin Show here on Spreaker.com. Spreaker.com. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Spreaker scream. Yes, indeedy. We are here, and it is a fantastic evening, and things are going well. I think our internet connection is going to be good. We had a little trouble earlier with the wireless. Golly, I'm not a fan of wireless. You would think. With all the advancements in internet service that we would come up with something better than Wi-Fi, right? You know what? In the audio business, we sure came up with something better than hi-fi. You would think that by now we'd come up with something better than Wi-Fi. That unfortunately going backwards in the technology. So a nice strong Cat 5 line seems to be a better alternative than depending on a radio signal to carry an internet signal. You would think that we can send over the airways, we can send HD video. We'd be able to send you think we'd be able to send and receive a really strong Wi-Fi signal, but that hasn't happened yet. You know what? That's why I put my faith in God and I don't put my faith in science, because science, where it seems like they ought to be doing well, has not. In areas that we think that we should have tackled, we have not. So again, I put my faith in God and not my faith in science. Why? Because God's delivered, science has not. All right, welcome to the Will Austin Show tonight. We are on late. We are starting this fundraiser for the 7th today, and I'll tell you why I'm starting it now, because the Will Austin Show is going on the road. This morning we are headed to Manatee County as a member of the Porch Talk Radio on TV team. I'm headed to Manatee County to open up their bidding process on garbage collection. Now, you're saying that you're going, now I know you're listening and going, you're going to Manatee County to do what? We're going to Manatee County to help them open up their bid process about garbage collection, because right now they have a sort of a no-bid situation, the very same thing we had in Hillsborough County, where there's backrooms deals are made and continue to keep the very same people and not get the best deal for the taxpayers of the county. You know what? There'd be a little increase, but sometimes they give some back. The problem was there was a horrendous lack of transparency, horrendous, and we were able to make that change here in Hillsborough County, and we've been asked by some folks to go to Manatee County tomorrow and do the very same thing. It's just the county south of us. We're going to do the very same thing there. So I know I wouldn't be on later. So we're not going to be able to do our show on Blog Talk Radio at the regular time. So we got to stay up tonight and get some stuff done. And we got to make this happen tonight. Right now, we are looking at our budget for the show for October, and currently we are $300 away from making our goal. So we have to do that today. We've got to make sure that happens today. You know what? Ever had a deadline? Ever had a deadline? Well, we got a deadline, and that's our deadline. Our deadline is today. We need to make this happen if we're going to make the month today. Now, what's great is that we've had some help from some very good friends and some very trusted friends over time. We've had some great help. My friend Patrick Ballard, my friend Steve Emerson here in the area have come up gangbusters for us. That's put us in this great position. So we're looking like we're going to do well here. We're looking like we're going to do well. And if we can get this handled by today, October 7th, we're going to do very, very well. Again, you ever had a deadline? Yeah, me too. And if we can get this done tonight, before the sun comes up. That's our key. We are $300 short of our goal to make the month and get everything we need to get done. And the things we need to get done are to pay for things like travel to Manatee County, to work down there, to work for the causes of freedom, liberty, and transparency in local government. This is the kind of expansion that we're doing with the Will Austin Show. Now that I'm healthy, now that I am at the tail end of my recovery from my open heart surgery in January, this is the kind of stuff that we want to do. This is the kind of impact that we have to have in our community. This is what we, this is what I live for. This is why I didn't die in January. This is how I look at it. To do the kind of things that we're going to do tomorrow. In just a few hours, as a matter of fact, my ride's coming at 7:00. This is why. This is why we live. This is why we continue to push forward. This is why. To do things like we're going to do tomorrow, and this is why I don't feel bad about asking for help, because I believe what we're doing here is a good thing. I believe the way we're doing it is a good way, is the right way to do it. I'm being supported by our community, not just the people who live next to us, but people who understand how important it is to have transparency, not just at the federal level. We've already had that concept. That conversation on the Will Austin Show about transparency on the federal level. We've already had that conversation, obviously, how that was supposed to happen and hasn't happened, and how they continue to say that they're the most transparent administration in recent history, when they certainly aren't. We think it's important to have that same that high level of transparency at the local level, and that's what we're going to Manatee County to do tomorrow. Myself, former candidate for U.S. Congress, Eddie Adams Jr., and my friend Tim Horton, who's the producer of the Porch Talk Radio and TV show that airs on Bright House 950 every Saturday here in the Tampa Bay area on Bright House 950. And you can go to porchtalkradio.com and check out the Porch Talk Radio show. You can look at our YouTube channel at Porch Talk Radio and TV. Our YouTube channel, you can see the kind of stuff we do and how we do it. But that's what we're up to tomorrow, and because I won't be on tomorrow morning at 10:00 on Blog Talk Radio like I normally am. We need to make this goal happen this evening. Our hope is that we can make this goal happen of $300 this evening, before the sun comes up. Now, I'll tell you what: whether I sleep tonight before we go to Manatee County is irrelevant to me. I don't care. I figure that I have 3 extra days of sleep for this year already. I've got some days banked. And because in January, when I had my my heart event, I had a lung infection, and that caused me to go into cardiac arrest. And they put me in a drug-induced coma for 3 days. I was in a coma for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I figured that I've got 3 days banked up of sleep that I didn't know I was going to have. Of drug-induced sleep, real live rest to rest my body, to rest my brain, to rest my system, to rest my kidneys. I have 3 days of rest. So whether I sleep tonight is immaterial. It doesn't matter if I sleep. I don't care if I sleep tonight. It doesn't really matter to me. It matters more to me that we get this done before the sun comes up. Now, I know it's late here on the East Coast. It's 12:31 a.m. on the East Coast. Thank you to my friends at New Homes Tampa Bay for tweeting out the show that we're here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope that you're listening and that you continue to listen. We've got some things planned, and I'm telling you that now is the time to jump on board and help push what we're doing, because we are so close. We are getting there. We've got a new affiliate partner, New Homes Tampa Bay. If you're looking for a new home in the Tampa Bay, in the Florida area, but primarily in the Tampa Bay area, you want to hook up with our friends at New Homes Tampa Bay. You can reach them on Twitter. Go ahead and send them a tweet, because if you're listening to this show on Spreaker, you're probably Twitter. You know what? You're probably okay on Twitter. So you can go ahead and send them a tweet at New Homes TPA. New Homes TPA. And ask about their services. Tell them that you're a listener of the Willie Lawson Show. And if you use their services, use one of their certified new home specialists, you can have $1,000. You can get a hold of $1,000 gift card to either Lowe's, Home Depot, or IKEA. Now, who wouldn't need that if you're purchasing a new home? Home Depot, Lowe's, IKEA, furniture, all those pesky things like lawnmowers, sprinklers, hoses, all the stuff that, especially if you're moving from an apartment or a condo that you don't have. What a great way to get started in your new home. So go ahead and talk to the folks and you can call them at 813-77. I want to make sure I get this number right. So give me just a second here to gather this number. It is, like I said, it is late, isn't it? Isn't it? It is late. We've got some projects here that I want to tell you about. Some of them happen today, and a couple of them, like this project, happened last night. The number is 813-770-9452. That's 813-770-9452. Tell them that you're a listener of the Willie Lawson Show. You can receive this exclusive offer towards their choice of either a Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA gift card worth $1,000. If you use one of their certified new homes advisor to assist them in the home buying process. And I'm telling you, you'll want to. Although it seems like, buying a home is pretty easy to do. But it can get a little hairy, and you want an advocate is what you want. You want somebody on your side, and the folks at New Homes of Tampa Bay are going to be on your side. They're your advocate. They're the company. They're the people who are going to make the path as plain and level as possible for you. And that's what you want. But there's a catch. I will tell you there is a catch. But in order to find out what that catch is, you've got to call 813-770-9452 to find out what the catch is. I can't tell you. By contract, I promise I wouldn't tell you what the catch was. Again, go ahead and ask us, what's the catch? And you'll want to know what this is. You will want to know what this is. But you got to call 813-770-9452 to find out what the catch is. And there is. You think that this deal is too good to be true. Really? They're going to give me $1,000 gift card to Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA if I let them help me find a new house, a new home, new construction? This is for new construction only. Not a home that's new to you, but for new construction. And from what I understand from my friend Gary Knight at New Homes Tampa Bay, it's a lot simpler and sometimes even easier to get into new construction than it is an existing home. So if you're moving to the Tampa Bay area, if you're listening to this show and you're somewhere else and you're thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay area and you want to know what's available, you just need to know, you need some help, New Homes of Tampa Bay. That's something that we got a hold of yesterday, and we were very, very excited about it. And a new project just showed up on the Willie Lawson, the Spacebar production thing that we do, the Empire that we do. 270 is a is going to be a new website. The website's not up yet, but we're going to concentrate on the presidential candidates. The presidential candidates that are going to be presidential contenders. So again, we're really, really excited. This site's going to be up in probably 8 or 9 days. We're always looking for investors in what we're doing. Always looking for investors in what we're doing. So that's why with all these projects, that's why we need your help. It's called the 270 is the website. And if you'd like to hop on board, now you can go to facebook.com/the270. And that's written out in words. Wow. Words. Can you imagine that? Real letters and everything. That's facebook.com/the270. Go ahead and go there now and like that page. We'd appreciate that. We're very excited about what we're going to do and what we're going to be about. And this is, again, one of those projects that the Will Austin Show and Spacewalk Productions are involved in. And I personally need your help, because this is going to take a little bit of finance, and because it's going to take some time. And I got to tell you how all this works. You know what? I talk about transparency, how all this works. As we are working to provide information for you about what's going on, and information that you can trust, because we've already figured out that the mainstream media is not trustworthy. We've already figured that out, haven't we? I mean, if you haven't figured that out since 2007 and 2008, then you must be brand new to the game. And the game is, we can't trust the mainstream media. They have sold out. And what you need is information that you can trust. And that's what we do here at the Will Austin Show. That's what we do at Spacebar Productions. That's what we do at the 270. That's what we do at Florida-.com. That's what we do at Liberty News. And all these projects take time. And I'd like to say that all these projects are making money. I'd like to say that they're all bringing in huge sums of cash. But they are not. Most times when you are doing things that are your passion, what you're not doing is cashing. So that's why that's why I have to come to you and say, you know what, we've got these needs, and we have to have these needs met. So we can continue this. We can continue providing this very, very important information. And the 270 is going to be on 24/7 with updates about leading presidential candidates for 2016. I've already set up the alerts to make sure that we can be Johnny on the spot 24/7, 365. From now all the way up to Election Day 2016. And what that does is takes time away from the things that that we all are going to use to keep body and soul together. And sometimes we need something to hold us and our families over in the meantime. So that's part of what we're doing. That's part of what we're doing, including what we're doing tomorrow, that we're going to Manatee County to make a difference in local government. This isn't just one of those, one of those internet shows that screams and complains and whines and bitches about Barack Obama. We're actually on the ground, boots on the ground, getting stuff done for people who live around here. That's what we're doing. That's the difference. Along with projects like the 270, along with projects like Florida Dash, that covers specifically Florida politics, along with the national side of our blogosphere, like libertynews.com. That's what we're doing. You know what? We were also a one of the media outlets for the announcement, the rollout of the Black Conservatives Fund. We're all, you know what, doing stuff that really matters. And again, my time serving as the Florida rep for Urban Game Changers. Urban Game Changers is an organization that is again dedicated to making local governments accountable in the urban community. One of the biggest problems that we see in the urban community is the lack of accountability from elected officials and an understanding that there are also non-elected leaders in the urban community, people who serve on this board or that board, and our idea is to make them all accountable. And that's what we do. We are out there in the community. We came out. I mean, this Friday, we came out of we went out and did a voter registration drive this Friday at a local credit union. Why? Because we want to make sure that people have every opportunity to participate and hold their local officials accountable. This is different. This year, I think, you know what, I am happy and excited and pleased and honored to be a part of what God is doing here. God is taking not to be a rant show like a lot of conservative shows on the internet is taking us and putting us on the streets, putting us out in front of people, and trying to make a difference where we live. And if we can make a difference where we live, prayerfully we can make a difference where you live. If we're just talking, that ain't enough. We got to be walking. The whole idea is you can't just talk the talk. You have to walk the walk. And that's what we're doing. You know, again, if I don't sleep tonight, I've already got 3 days banked. So I'm cool. I'm cool with not sleeping, but we got to get this done before the sun comes up. We need $301. That's kind of funny. $301 to make our budget for the month, to make sure that everything is done, that the show on Blog Talk Radio gets paid for, that we have the funds to travel with. Everything needs to happen, and that's what we're doing. Everything needs to happen. And thank you, my friend, out there at New Homes, Tampa Bay. Listen, we're going to take a little break. We did and our show is in partnership with New Homes Tampa Bay, and they are partnering with us to provide for you the AP College Football Poll for this week. So thanks again to Gary Knight and the great folks at New Homes of Tampa Bay. We'll be right back. Hey, good afternoon. This is Willie Lawson, and this is the AP poll, the college AP poll in Division I football. And it is brought to you by our friends at New Home Tampa Bay. New Home Tampa Bay. If you're looking for a new home, these are the folks that can help you figure it out. These are the folks that can help you figure it out. There's a lot to it, a lot of moving parts. So you're going to need some help. It seems like you can do it on your own, and you may be able to, but golly, it'll be a lot easier and a lot less stressful, and you'll be a lot better off if you get some help from our friends at New Homes of Tampa Bay. The number is 813-770-9452. That's 813-770-9452. And if you call them and use their services, you can receive this exclusive offer towards their choice of either a Home Depot, Lowe's, or an IKEA gift card. $1,000 gift card. They use one of their certified new home advisors to assist them in their new home buying process. Now, go ahead and ask us, what's the catch? What's the catch? You're thinking nobody gives away $1,000 gift cards, so there's got to be a catch. Well, listen, I'm not going to tell you what the catch is. You're going to have to call and find out what the catch is. 813-770-9452. That's 813-770-9452. And on to the AP poll. Let's go and we're going to go to we're just going to do the top 10 of the AP poll because I think this is interesting. There's a lot of action this week. A lot of really good teams lost. So we're going to start at the bottom of the AP poll, where there is up 16 spots from unranked to number 10 are the Arizona Wildcats, or 5-0. Next at number 9, TCU Horned Frogs, up 16 spots from 15, up 16 spots. With also a 4-0 record, and up 2 spots are the Spartans from Michigan State with a 4-1 record. Down 4 spots, they didn't fare as bad in the AP poll as they did in the USA Today poll. It's the University of Alabama losing to Ole Miss on Saturday in dramatic fashion. Down 4 spots to number 7, up 3 spots with a 5-0 record. Up from number 9 to number 6 are the Golden Domers from Notre Dame. And at number 5, up 2 spots from number 7 are the Baptist Baylor Bears at 5-0. And number 3, fresh off their dramatic win over the University of Alabama at home, up 8 spots from number 11. And number 3 are the Ole Miss Rebels at 5-0 on the western part of the SEC conference, and another Mississippi team breaks the top 5 and is tied with Ole Miss. That's Mississippi State, 5-0, up 9 spots from number 12. And in the second spot, up 3 spots, are the Auburn Tigers with an easy win this week at 5-0. The top spot is still held by the Florida State University Seminoles at 5-0. Florida State had 35 first-place votes, while Auburn had 23 first-place votes, and Mississippi State had 2 first-place votes. Now, this is a year of the playoff, and I'm not sure how much of a playoff it is, but this is the year of the playoff. And right now, if you're looking at playoff teams, you're looking at an interesting foursome. This foursome has Florida State, Ole Miss, and Auburn in the foursome. If it were held today, so it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very interesting thing, and I'm not sure it's what people want. I think that people believe they want this, but I'm not so sure they do. So we're going to look at what ESPN says would be the playoff picture. Right now, the playoff picture would include Florida State, Auburn, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss as the top four teams. In the AP poll, we have 1, 2, and 3, and Mississippi State and Ole Miss tied for 3. So it would be Florida State, Auburn, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss right now, most likely. Now that leaves out Baylor at 5-0. That leaves out Notre Dame. That leaves out Alabama, Michigan State, Arizona, Oklahoma. That leaves out Texas A&M and Georgia. That leaves out UCLA. That leaves out Georgia Tech and Nebraska. That leaves out a whole bunch of teams. That leaves out Ohio State. If right now the top 4 teams basically in the AP poll were to go on and be in the 4-team playoff, Florida State, Auburn, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. And it would seem like it'd be in the first round, it would be Florida State versus Ole Miss and Auburn versus Mississippi State. And that would lead to, and I'm just guessing here, that would lead to a rematch of Florida State and Auburn in the national championship game. But this is only at week 6, or week 7. So we'll see how this all plays out. Hopefully sooner than later, and hopefully it'll work out. Again, this is the Sports Report, the AP poll, brought to you by New Homes Tampa Bay. .com. That's newhomestampabay.com. And again, call them up at 813-770-9452. And if you use their services, you'll be able to get an exclusive offer towards your choice of either a Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA gift card worth $1,000. Once you find out what the catch is, there's a catch. But I think it'll be okay. I think you'll dig it. Again, 813-770-9452, New Homes, Tampa Bay. Tell them that you heard it here on The Willie Lawson Show, here on Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to The Willie Lawson Show, here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, we're not just on Pundit Press, we're not just on Blog Talk Radio, we're here on Spreaker.com this morning. Let's make this thing happen. This is a fundraiser show, and I know it's a kind of a weird time to do this, but I figure people on the West Coast are still up. People in California, you guys are still up. It's only 10 o'clock at night there. That's all. Come on now. And I figured there are a couple of us here on the East Coast that are still up, a couple of us in the area that are still awake and listening. So you know what? It's as good a time as any. And the reason we can't do it later, we can't do it later today, is that the Willie Lawson Show and the folks at Porch Talk Radio on TV, we're headed to Manatee County tomorrow, today, first thing at 7, to speak before the Manatee County Commission to get them to open up their process for bidding for waste removal. We're there to enforce the idea of law in the sunshine, of government in the sunshine. Why? Because this thing that we call transparency that we demand from our federal government, we sometimes don't demand the very same thing from our local government, and we should. And we are looking to be agents of change this morning. The Willie Lawson Show is not just about sitting behind a microphone and pontificating about this or that, but you know what? We're actually getting our hands dirty, putting our shoulder to the wheel to get real things done for people, to make local government better, to make it more accountable in the Tampa Bay area. So we could use your help in as we've come up a little short in our budget, and we need to get this solved before the sun comes up. We are $301 short of making sure that we can broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, that we have that we can broadcast here and have enough room here on Spreaker.com. Because I'll tell you what, to do these things are not free. I think a lot of people think that if you're broadcasting on the internet because the internet is free, all these things don't cost. But I'll tell you what, they do. They do, not just in dollars, but in time, obviously. But they also cost in dollars, and they cost in real dollars, not Bitcoin. And I'm glad they because Bitcoin is very expensive. I'm glad I'm thrilled that it's regular dollars and not Bitcoin, but it isn't in Bitcoin. It's in regular dollars, which is why I'm not asking you for Bitcoin. I'm asking you for regular dollars, 301 of them, as a matter of fact, to end this fundraiser. And what you can do is go to the WillieLawsonShow.com page, which
again, that costs money too. But if you can go to WillieLawsonShow.com and click on the donate button that's there, the PayPal donate button, I would be very, very appreciative and very thankful. If you want to do the whole thing, you can, and then I will contact you, and we will make sure that you are listed as a patron and a sponsor of the show. And if you have a cause or a company or something that you want us to help you get out there and announce, either here on the Will Lawson Show on Spreaker and on Blog Talk Radio, and or on the Porch Talk Radio and TV show, we'll be happy to help you with that. If you want to pull the whole load and do all $300, I'll be happy to get that information out. If you can become a sponsor, and you can sponsor a segment on the Porch Talk, you would then sponsor my segment on the Porch Talk Radio on television show that airs on Bright House 950 every Saturday at 4 o'clock, and then every Wednesday at 4 o'clock, and again on YouTube forever. On YouTube forever. We'll be happy to help you with that. As a matter of fact, I'm sure there's some people listening that have entities and have businesses that they want to, that they're excited about. They're excited about getting out. They're excited about having that information shared about what they do. Not just here on the internet, but they're on live television as well. So again, if you want to pull the whole, if you want to do the whole thing, if you want to do all $301 tonight before the sun comes up, before I lose my voice, I have some coffee right here that my son made.
and he's good at it. Praise God for Alex. That would be great. That would be fabulous. Just go to willielawsonshow.com and click the donate button. I know it says PayPal, but you don't have to have a PayPal account. Let me walk you through it a little bit. If you let me get there, and I'll help you with it, because sometimes people go, well, I don't have a PayPal account, or I don't want to sign up for a PayPal account, and that's fine. You don't have to. You just don't have to. But if you go to the WillielLawsonShow.com page, what you'll see first is you'll see the video of the month, which is very, very cool. Because this Congresswoman Marsha Fudge basically telling black people who are at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation to contain your complaining. This gives you kind of an idea of what we do and how we do it. Most times you don't have to say anything. You can just repeat what they say. And again, there's the promotion for the new homes of Tampa Bay, 813-770-9452 for a $1,000 gift card. Listeners of the Willie Lawson Show can receive this exclusive offer toward their choice of either a Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA gift card when they use one of our certified new home advisors to assist them in their new home buying process. And you can go ahead and figure out what the catch is. You got to call 813-770-9452 to find out what the catch is. There's our Spreaker widget there, and there's one of our patrons, the Red River Chronicle .com website. There you go. We are an affiliate program with the folks at DraftKings.com. I'm telling you, we are working hard. We are working hard. We're working hard to make sure that we can get this thing as self-sufficient as possible. As you can see, if you go to the WillLawsonShow.com page, you'll also see that we have a rally fundraiser going on, and you can see that it's already at $250. It is $300 short of our goal. We were hoping to get a little more than halfway through our goal, and that hasn't happened. So if you can go to WillLawsonShow.com page and continue to scroll down to under our Ustream feed, you'll see where you can subscribe. You'll see up higher there, right after Red River Chronicles, you'll see the donate button. Go ahead and click on the donate button, and it will take you to another page that you can write in the amount right there. Purpose, Willie Lawson Show. Donation amount $301. And then go down to the lower left-hand side of that screen if you don't have a PayPal account, and click your credit card where available. Go ahead and click the continue button, and it'll take you to another screen where you can put in your credit card information, your debit card information. If you don't have a PayPal account, if you don't want a PayPal account, which is fine with me, and we can get this done quickly, down and dirty and done. And we'll be able to go off and do the things that we need to do, not just for myself and my family, but for the community that we live in, and hopefully the community that you live in. The idea is not just to do things here in the Tampa Bay area, is to be able to branch out first throughout the state, and then throughout the Southeast as 2015 is coming, and to teach people using the Urban Game Changers model, teach people how to make their local government more accountable and make them responsible for what they do. And, part of what we're doing is also educating people in the community on how to support candidates, how to support leaders, how to push the economic development buttons. And there are economic development buttons that local governments have to push those buttons and improve where you live. That's one of the things that we're going to do here on the Willie Lawson Show. But in order to do that, we had to be able to get from place to place. Like we're going to Manatee County tomorrow, but we got to be able to get to place to place. We want to get in the next 30 days and to District 5 here in Florida and spend some time helping Glo Smith. When the congressional 5th district here in Florida, to wrest away that district from the clutches of Democrat Corrine Brown. I think that's important, that we can get there and help her. Again, it isn't just with words. We want to get there
with deeds. We want to be there on the ground. We want to be there in the trenches and get this done and really be a part of the change. Not just report the change, but actually be a part of the change. But in order to do that, we've got to have money to transport ourselves there. I won't be flying to Orlando. I won't be flying to Jacksonville. I'll be driving the Spacewalk Production Mobile Studios to that. But in order to do that, we need the capital by which to do it. And if you can help us out, because that's part of our budget where we're short, if you could help us out so we can get there, we can get to District 5, and we can get there, and we can help a conservative woman who deserves to be a U.S. rep over the liberal Democrat Corrine Brown, help pull that district up to where they need to be by force of her will, her leadership, her dedication to her country, and her dedication to God. If you want to help us in that project, because we're involved in all these projects, you will help us tonight. We want to get this done before the sun comes up. It is now 1:03 a.m. on the East Coast of the country and the West Coast of Florida. So we'd like to get this done before the sun goes down. Again, $301. $301 makes me go to bed. That's what we need tonight. And that's what we're asking for you to do. And I'm telling you some of the projects that we're involved in, so you understand what you're giving to and why you're giving to it. Why you're helping a friend out. Why you're helping somebody who can be where you can't be, doing the things that you'd like to do yourself. But you don't have the time or the energy or the connections to do what we're doing here. And you're helping, and you know what? You're helping make it happen. You're helping making it happen right here. Listen, we're going to take another little break. We'll be back with more of the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com right after these messages. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. It's football season, and it's fantasy football season. I want to let you know that the Willie Lawson Show has become an affiliate partner of the great folks at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. And the best part about DraftKings.com is that you can pick your team weekly, a brand new team weekly, and you only play when you want to play. Most leagues, you have to be involved week to week, and sometimes you just don't have time for that. So with DraftKings.com, you play when you want to play, and you play with the team that you want to play with, and you can win real money every week. You can win real money. After the football season week is ended, you can get paid. That's what it's all about. DraftKings.com. Go to DraftKings.com and use the promo code GOLONG2014. GOLONG2014. DraftKings.com.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, good morning.
Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thought? To be able to debate at a higher level? To be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about? Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, well, welcome back to the Will Lawson Show here, also on Spreaker.com this evening. Let's make this thing happen tonight. Let's make this thing happen. I know it's late. It's 1:08 here on the East Coast and the West Coast of the state of Florida. We are trying to make this thing happen. We are in full-fledged fundraiser mode. And we are, and I'm perfectly good with it. You know, a lot of times the hardest part about any of this, and I learned this when running for county commission in 2000, when was it? 2012. That's when it was. The hardest part about running for office was not the speech. It wasn't the speeches. It wasn't, getting up in front of people. It wasn't any of that stuff. It was this part right here. It was asking people for money, because I learned very, very quickly that the blood of any campaign is money. That's the thing. Like it says in the word, the life of the flesh is in the blood. If I can paraphrase without being blasphemous, the life of the campaign is in the money. When the money dries up, the blood of the campaign is the money, and when the money dries up, the campaign dries up. And what I have found is that in this endeavor, when you take on an endeavor as large as the endeavor that we've taken on here at the Will Lawson Show and at Spacebar Productions, is that we can only go as far as our finances will allow us to go. We can only do as much as our finances allow us to do. And I'm sure that if you're listening, you understand that. You understand that because that's how your life operates as well. Your life operates is that you can only do as much as you have funds to do and resources to do. That all the things that you'd like to do and things that you see that need to be done and issues that you see that need to be dealt with can only be dealt with if indeed you have the time and the resources by which to do so. And that's and a lot of times in our lives, that's probably the most frustrating thing. That's the most frustrating thing. The most frustrating thing is that I only have time to do this. I only have resources to do this, although I see where the needs are. I see where I need to be. I know where I need to be. But you're not able to get there because of time and resources. You don't have the resources to get there, and with the resources you can rearrange. A lot of times with the resources you can rearrange the time. I tell people all the time, you're never going to get more time. There's no such thing as more time. You have the time you have, but there is such thing as more resources. There is such thing as more money, which allows you to rearrange the time. It allows you that flexibility of time. So I'm perfectly okay with sitting here at 1:11 here on a Wednesday morning, on a Tuesday morning, saying this is what we have to do and this is our need.
and asking for the need. I'm asking that the need be met. $301 meets our budget for the month. That allows us to do the things that we need to do. If you go to if you go to the WillAustinShow.com page and click on the donate button, and you want to do it all in one fell swoop, that's fine. Or if you want to help some small part, $5, $10, $11, $15, $37.52, whatever it is, we are thankful, we are happy, we are grateful. So don't think that there's nothing you can do. I think a lot of times when people come, people have this sort of stuff, and come to people, they figure, well, there's nothing I can do. The need is so big. Well, if you help some, the need isn't so big, is it? What you've done is, when you help as much as you can, you have done a great thing by making the need smaller. So will you make the need smaller, at least this morning here at 1:13 on the eastern coast of the United States and the western coast of Florida? Will you make things easier for the Will Austin Show to get out and do the things in the community that we need to do, to get out and do things in the state that we need to do? We're looking forward to 2015, taking the show not just across town, but indeed across the country. Being in places that we need to be, to make sure that you have the information that you need to have to make the decisions about who and what to vote for, who and what to support, to improve the quality and condition of your country. We know that we're supposed to be a part of that. We know that we're supposed to be a part of that decision-making process for you, and we know that we're supposed to be boots on the ground, so to speak, out there making these changes, making it better for folks. We know. I know that I know that I know. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And in order to do that, we need your help. So if you can go to WillAustinShow.com right now and click the donate button and give us and help us with some small portion, or all of it, or more than all of it, we would appreciate that. Again, WillAustinShow.com, and click on the donate button. Really, really easy. Our shortfall so far this month is $301. $301. Isn't it interesting how that ended up being 301? I think it's 301 and some change, but I thought, well, you know what, we could do 300, but I thought it was interesting, kind of funny that it was 301. So if you want to help out, go to the WillAustinShow.com website and click on the donate button. We would really, really very much appreciate it. To give you an idea, if you've never listened to the show, to give you a kind of an idea of what we do, I'm going to cover one of the stories that I think are important. Let's see here. My phone is buzzing, and I think it's Twitter. Twitter's blowing up. We appreciate that. Yay. Love me some Twitter. And if you want to communicate with me via Twitter, you can send me a message at RBM Show, @RBM Show. The Will Austin Show has been on Blog Talk Radio since March of 2008. A long time for internet radio stuff. That's for sure. A long time. Internet radio usually hangs in for just a little bit, but not very long. We have been, that's how I know. That's one of the reasons I know that we're supposed to be doing this. Thank you for Idea Plan Action for favoriting a tweet that we're on now. I'm trying to make a difference. Thank you, Sharon, for favoring for retweeting my retweet. Thank you, Gary at New Homes, Tampa Bay, for retweeting our show of our fundraiser this evening. Now we're here to get it done. And I know this is kind of a weird time here at 1:16 on the west coast of the nation and the east coast of the nation and the west coast of Florida. But we are here. We are definitely here trying to get it done this evening because of the things that we have planned for the morning. When the sun comes up, we will be busy. We will be hitting the road with the Porch Talk Radio and TV folks to make a difference in transparency in government in Manatee County, and hopefully ring that bell throughout the state of Florida. That's what we're up to. If people are wondering what we're up to, that's what we're up to. Ringing the bell of transparency in government throughout first throughout the area and then throughout the state. That's what we're doing. And that's how we plan on doing it. By not just standing behind a microphone here, but actually getting in the car, getting on the bus, getting on an airplane, whatever it is, whatever it takes to get there. We want to be there, and in order to do that, we need your help. So we're short $301, so go to the WillAustinShow.com website and click the donate button right there on the website, and help out as much as you can. Please help out as much as you can. Anything that you do is going to make it easier and better for us. That is the honest to God's truth. Anything that you do will make it easier and better for us. All right, because we're doing all we can. We've got some great news the past couple of days. We were past week or so, actually, or maybe a little longer than that. We were able to get into a couple of affiliate programs. The first one we got into was our affiliate program with DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, fantasy football 1 week leagues, over $5 million in cash prizes, and they'll pay you back 100% of your one-time of your first deposit, up to $600. So all you have to do is go to DraftKings.com and use the promo code GOLONG2014. GOLONG2014. And DraftKings.com will match you dollar for dollar up to $600 for your initial deposit. And you can participate in games and features on DraftKings.com that are as inexpensive as 25 cents. And it isn't just football. It's baseball, hockey, college football, soccer, all 1 week leagues. You can pick your team. You can play this week, not play for 3 weeks, play again, whatever you have time for, wherever's convenient to you. That's one of the affiliate programs that we've gotten into. And the new one that we've gotten into is from our friends at New Homes of Tampa Bay. New Homes of Tampa Bay. Listeners of the Willie Lawson Show can receive this exclusive offer toward their choice of either a Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA gift card worth $1,000 when they use one of New Home Advisors' certified advisors to assist them in the new home buying process. We're talking about $1,000 gift card from either Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA when you use one of the certified new home advisors to help you in the new home buying process. Now, when I say new home, I mean new construction. This is for new construction. If you're looking for a brand new home, somewhere, some carpet that doesn't have other people's foot cells on them. Nobody else's toe jam. Nobody's ever used that stove or put a thing in that refrigerator, or walked on those hardwood floors, or swam in that pool. Brand spanking new construction. If you're interested in, call my friends at New Homes of Tampa Bay at 813-770-9452. That's New Homes of Tampa Bay, 813-770-9452. And find out what the catch is. Because there's a catch to all this. There is a catch. And you figure, well, there's always a catch. My God. Yes, there's a catch, but I think you're going to like this catch. And I'm under contract not to tell you what that catch is, so I won't tell you what that catch is. I'll just tell you there's a catch. I won't tell you what it is, though. See, don't you feel better about it already? Yep, you feel better about it already. Again, thanks for coming to the Will Lawson Show, our fundraiser this evening here at 121. Let's see here. We've got Open Thinking Podcast in the chat room. Thank you ever so much. I am doing well. Thanks for yelling out. We appreciate that. You know, we don't often see the chat room here on Spreaker, but there's a chat room, and you can send me a note there if you'd like. telling me how much you appreciate the show. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you and how much that you're going to help, because you have to help. I wish that I could do this all on my own. That would be great. If I was independently wealthy, I promise you I would do this on my own. I would do this on my own, but I am not. So I have to ask, and I am okay with asking you to help us out. Our budget, we are short $301. So we're trying to get this done before the sun comes up, because we're going to be out doing what we do for the community at 7 o'clock this morning in about 6.5 hours. We're going to be actually about 5.5 hours. We're going to be out doing what we do for the community, so we could use your help this evening. All right, we're going to take another little break. We'll be back with more of the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com right after these messages. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep, but the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Behold, we are in the presence of champions, fantasy sports legends who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars playing online. Meet Arlie Gonzalez. Average guy, superior sports knowledge. Picked a team in minutes and won enough to throw the party of a lifetime. In outer space. Former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do we turn our love of fantasy sports into reality cash?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play for the largest one-day cash pools in all of fantasy sports. Go to DraftKings.com and enter the Baseball Chase for the Crown event, paying out over $5 million. Enter promo code BONUS and we'll double your deposit. Get to DraftKings.com now.
Well, good morning. Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thought, to be able to debate at a higher level, to be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about. Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio.
This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. Well, good morning, and welcome to the Will Austin Show here on Spreaker.com. We normally have our show on Blog Talk Radio, and we still are. It normally comes on in the morning at 10 o'clock. I know that's early for you guys on the West Coast. It's 7 a.m., I know. But that's when it normally is, and we have been on since March of 2008, and have done very, very well. We were able to broadcast with your help. This is why I'm doing this fundraiser this morning at 1:27 on the east coast of the nation and the west coast of Florida. Why? Because I've asked for help before and received it, and I think that's what's important here, because we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We were able to broadcast from the Republican National Convention in 2012 from Radio Row. We're able to broadcast in 2012 at CPAC, Florida, from Radio Row. So it was very, very exciting, and we were able to do a show at. I'm sorry, I was going to say at CPAC, but we did one at CPAC. We were able to go to Presidency 5, which was the Florida straw poll in 2012, and actually see Herman Cain win that straw poll, be in the audience, be there at the after party, and be there in the same room as Mr. Cain, and see how that whole thing went down, and be able to relate that story to you here on the Will Austin Show with first-hand knowledge. And that's what's important as we move forward in 2014 and 2015 and into the 2016 election, is that we want to be there to have first-hand knowledge of the events that are going on, not just regurgitate like a lot of conservative shows on the internet do, regurgitate what somebody else has already done or someone else has already said. That's the worst thing you can say to me, is that I'm a good imitation of Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity or Glenn Beck or one of those guys who all do great work. I'm not interested in being an imitation of them or of some sort of a substitute for them. What we're interested in doing here on the Will Austin Show is something entirely different. What we're interested in doing is being there first on the scene, to be able to relate these things to you in a way that we understand and that you need to understand, to break it down to you in a way that's relevant to you. And I think that a lot of times, most of the things that we talk about in the conservative world, unfortunately, aren't relevant to your everyday situations. And I think that we will not be able to move forward in what we need to do, until these things are made relevant. It's like anything else. It's like everything else. If you can't make it relevant to me, then you can't make me care, then you can't make me act on something that isn't relevant to me. And that's what we're doing here. We're here to make things relevant to you, not so that you're just full of knowledge, that you're full of information, but that you are full of piss and vinegar, so you act, so you support a candidate early. So you find a candidate to support, and you support them. You support them with your time, your energy, and your finances. So you're okay with waving signs. You're okay with making phone calls. You're okay with knocking on doors. You're okay with writing a check. You're okay with it because now you're motivated, because that situation that candidate is pushing in your area is relevant to you and your family. That's what this is all about. This is our mission here, to make these issues, these very important issues, relevant to you. So often on conservative shows, you see people talking about, you hear people talking about the Constitution and how this administration is ignoring the Constitution and the like, and those things are all bad, and the way they talk about it, I mean they're all important, but it isn't going to make a difference. And I think that I've talked to some people, and I said, listen, here's the deal: it's not going to make a difference to the average listener until these issues are relevant to them. That's why there's such an outcry about the Second Amendment, because for so many people, gun ownership
is relevant to them for whatever reason. Whether whether they have their weapons to protect themselves against bad guys, or they have their weapons to protect themselves against an out of control government, whether they have those weapons to hunt with or do sport with, whatever the reason, that's why those defenders of the Second Amendment are motivated, because that message that the Second Amendment is being chipped away at is relevant to them. And some of these other very important messages are need to be made relevant to you. And one of the things that we talk about on the show is that if somebody wants to move forward, especially in my eyes, wants to move forward in the presidential race, then they need to start talking about changing the tax code. They need to start talking about changing the tax code, because the tax code that we are currently being held hostage by is detrimental to the real progress of not only our country but us as individuals. Because our current tax code punishes accomplishment, which is in my view is completely anathema to what this country is all about and has been about as we become a world power. This tax code that exists now punishes personal accomplishment. It punishes that by confiscating your property, and don't forget, your money is your property. By confiscating it at the point of a gun. The idea is don't pay and see what happens. Try to avoid it and see what happens. That the Internal Revenue Service can not only take your money, they can take your freedom. These are the kind of things that we want to make relevant on the Willie Lawson Show. When we start talking about the grand ideas of transparency in government, we're going down to Manatee County to make sure that happens. Now, why is Willie Lawson Show, Urban Game Changers, and Porch Talk Radio and TV going to Manatee County? I'll give you a little backstory. A couple of years ago, here in Hillsborough County, where the show originates, the Hillsborough County Commission, who's in charge of garbage collection. And you think, garbage collection, why should I be concerned about that? Because it's billions of dollars over the course of these contracts. It's billions of dollars of taxpayer money. Hillsborough County decided that they weren't going to have these contracts out for open bid anymore. They were just going to deal with the companies that had the contracts 13 years ago. That they were just going to renegotiate the contracts sort of behind the scenes every year, instead of putting these contracts open to bid to new companies, and or forcing the old companies to present more competitive bids in order to get the taxpayers of Hillsborough County the best garbage collection at the lowest price possible. Well, a few of us did exactly that. We went to the commission, and what we did was that we spoke at the commission and basically beat them into doing what we needed them to do. We needed them to do is become more transparent, and we were able to do just that. And they ended up opening their bids to garbage collection, and what happened is what always happens. The price went down and the service went up because there was competition now, and there was transparency and openness in government. So we've been asked to go to Manatee County. When I say we, I mean me, of Urban Game Changers, the Willie Lawson Show, and Baseball Productions, my friend Eddie Adams Jr., former candidate for U.S. Rep in District 14, and the host of the Porch Talk Radio Show on TV, which airs on Bright House 950 at Saturday at 4 o'clock p.m. and on Wednesday on Bright House 950 at 4 o'clock p.m. And our producer, Tim Radio Boy Horton. we're going down there, and what we're going to do is we've gathered some folks who will be waiting for us, and we're going to make a difference in Manatee County government. That's what we do on the Will Austin Show. We don't just talk about it, we are about it. And in order to make sure that we can do all this stuff, we need your help. And that's why we're on today. That's why we're on tonight at 1:37 on the east coast of the nation, the west coast of Florida. That's what we're on now. We've looked at our budget this month here on the 7th already, and we've found ourselves $301 short. And we need your help tonight. Go to WillieLawsonShow.com, click on the donate button, and help us out. You can do all of it if you like, or some part of it. Any part of it is appreciated. Any part of it is appreciated. And that's what, so you know what, and because of we do what we do, how we do it, I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to ask. I think that what we're doing here is a noble cause and needed cause. Not just noble, but needed. Not just noble, but necessary. I don't have any problem with calling out those in government and making them accountable to the taxpayers. I think that that's really, really important. I think that government is out of control at every level, the municipal level, the county level, the state level, and the federal level, is because there has been no accountability. Nobody's been watching the hen house. Nobody's watching the chicken coop. And the foxes are running rampant. They're running roughshod over the hens. And it's time that we become diligent in overseeing these governments that have set up these fiefdoms at the local and the state and the federal level. So again, I think that that's what we're about. That's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to continue to do. That is what we're going to continue to do. We need your help doing it tonight. So if you would just go to the WillieLawsonShow.com website, click on the donate button, and give us a hand, we would appreciate it greatly. All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be back with more of the Willie Lawson Show right after these messages. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving, because buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Okay, class, let's all sing our 911 song. There's a fire, there's a fire.
Dial 911.
There's a fire, there's a fire.
Dial 911.
If you can't raise an arm,
dial 911.
If you're suddenly having trouble speaking these words,
dial 911.
Face suddenly goes all numb,
dial 911.
All of a sudden get the worst headache of your life,
dial 911.
Sudden loss of sight in one or both eyes,
dial 911.
If you think stroke may be the cause, never wait to call,
dial 911.
911. Making a difference in someone's life is elementary. Know the sudden signs of stroke and dial 911 immediately if they appear. Time lost is brain lost. For more information, visit powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
pick you up after school. Okay, I got it.
It's easy to take a day for granted. You and your family are connected by routine, and you stick to it. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if your day's routine is disrupted and you can't reach your family? Have you planned for that? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Today. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Ready.gov. This message brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, we're back with more of the Will Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio. Spreaker.com and Blog Talk Radio too. Thank you ever so much for tuning in this morning. We are trying to make this happen tonight before the sun comes up. We have looked at our budget. We are $301 short from making our budget for this month. And you know what? The best thing to do, the only thing we can do is come to you and ask you for your help because we are working as hard as we can behind the scenes to shore this up, to make sure that this doesn't happen. And part of the thing we're doing is getting involved in affiliate programs that when you go to the website, when you you can ask people, you can actually call folks up with our newest of affiliate programs is with the folks at New Homes of Tampa Bay. You go to you call them up at 813-770. Let me make sure I get this number right, because if I get the number wrong, it's a disaster, and I don't want to be a disaster. Give me just a second, and it is early. It is 1:44 on the east coast of the nation and the west coast of Florida. If you go to 813-770-9452, that's 813-770-9452, and tell them that you're a listener of the Willie Lawson Show and you're interested in buying a new home. You're interested in buying a new construction home, and you are willing to have them help you do it using one of their certified new home advisors. You can get a $1,000 gift card from Home Depot, Lowe's, and IKEA. $1,000 gift card from Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA. And all you have to do is call them up and tell them that you're a listener of this show and that you're interested in buying a new home, new construction, and let them help you with it. You'll want to let them help you with it. There's a catch, but you will want to let them help you with it. I promise you, that's what you'll want. If you're looking for a brand new home, a home that's never been used by anybody else, a home that nobody has ever used that toilet, that you will give that toilet its maiden voyage, if that's the home you're looking for, then you want to make sure that you call this number, 813-770-9452. My friends at New Homes of Tampa Bay help you get through the process, the craziness, the insanity of all the paperwork and the like of acquiring a new home, brand new home, unused toilet, unused refrigerator, uncooked in stove. No one's used that air conditioning filter yet. There's nobody's nasty yuckies in that air conditioning filter. All brand new, all for you. New Homes of Tampa Bay, 813-770-9452. You have a chance, and you can receive a $1,000 gift card for Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA. Just call them up. Let them help you.
Let them help you. All right, listen, again, thanks for tuning in to the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you listening. We're watching our stats, and we've got a few people listening, and we appreciate that. What we need now, more than anything, is your help. What we need now, more than anything, is your help. Can you, will you, help us win this battle of the budget this month? $301 is the amount that we are short, and we're trying to get this done tonight. Why? Because we get it done because we're going to be on the road tomorrow. That's why we are going to be on the road tomorrow. And what do you mean, Willie, on the road? Well, what we're doing is we're not just sitting behind a microphone. We are boots on the ground, especially in the urban community and in the conservative community, making our local governments accountable to the people. We're going down to Manatee County with some friends of mine to make sure that the Manatee County Commission understands that they need to have an open process for garbage collection and everything else. Because right now, they don't. And you're saying, well, what difference do you think you can make? Well, we made the difference here in Hillsborough County, which is a bigger county. We made the difference. It was me and some other folks involved in the independent conservative movement and the Porch Talk Radio on TV folks. Myself, being a member of Urban Game Changers and the Willie Lawson Show, were able to go and stand before county commission and make the difference. Save the Hillsborough County taxpayers money and got them better garbage service. It's one of those things that you don't think about, but you have to understand in any kind of decent-sized county like Hillsborough or Manatee or any number of counties across the state of Florida, this is a multi-billion-dollar contract over the time of the contract. And that money is not funny money like the Fed makes. This is real. These are real live dollars coming out of real live families who could use that money to do something else with. Help them with their kids in college, help them buy food, help them buy fuel, help them with their retirement, instead of being wasted in these no-bid contracts. So that's what we're up to, and we were going to start this. We're going to start this tomorrow, but we won't be able to broadcast tomorrow at 10, unfortunately. So we're going to broadcast now and ask for your help tonight. So go ahead, let's make this thing happen tonight. Let's make this happen tonight. We are short $301, and we're looking forward to you helping out, going to the WillLawsonShow.com website and clicking the donate button, WillieLawsonShow.com, and clicking the donate button, and making a difference for your community this evening. That's the deal. Will you make a difference this evening? Will you make a difference this evening? I believe you will. I believe you'll do the right thing. I believe that you want to do the right thing, and I believe that you can and you will do the right thing, that you will help us in this project. I am confident of that. I don't think for a moment that we'll end this and not be at our goal. I don't think for a moment that we'll wake up in the morning and head to Manatee County and not have this taken care of. I believe that tonight will be the night that we make the difference, that we turn the corner. I believe that this is going to be the time. This is our time. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. This is the night that will be the night we remember. This is when we turn the corner. This is when things got different. This is when we learned that things are different. And this isn't the same thing that we've been dealing with. This is a new thing. I'm sure of it. I am confident of it. And I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here until it's done. That's all there is to it. We'll just stay here until it's done. It's 1:51 on the east coast of the nation and 1:51 on the west coast of Florida. My name is Willie Lawson of the Willie Lawson Show. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the Willie Lawson Show right after this. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We rope it up,
Cause we know how to jump.
we roll it out,
Cause we know how to skate.
we'll cut it down,
Cause we know what to eat.
we'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up,
Cause we know how to hoop.
we'll mess around,
Cause we know how to play.
we'll drop it down,
Cause we know how to dance.
we'll veg it up,
Veggie night and day.
can we do it?
Search We Can online to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy. Remember, that's We Can. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
Well, good morning. Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thought? To be able to debate at a higher level? To be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about? Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com.
Behold, we are in the presence of champions. Fantasy sports legends who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars playing online. Meet Arlie Gonzalez. Average guy, superior sports knowledge. Picked a team in minutes and won enough to throw the party of a lifetime. In outer space. Former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do we turn our love of fantasy sports into reality cash?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play for the largest one-day cash pools in all of fantasy sports. Go to DraftKings.com and enter the Baseball Chase for the Crown event, paying out over $5 million. Enter promo code BONUS and we'll double your deposit. Get to DraftKings.com now.
Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, welcome back to the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. We appreciate you being here. You know what? One of the things that I haven't talked to you about, you've heard the spot, but I haven't talked to you about, is the folks over at the RedRiverChronicle.com. The RedRiverChronicle.com is one of our sponsors, one of the people who have decided to be a patron of the conservative arts and help us in this project. If you are interested in upping your conservative IQ, that's the place you ought to be. That's the site that you ought to check in with every day. Like we check in with Drudge or we check in with ESPN. That's the site that you need to get in the habit of checking in with every single day. Great articles, great commentary, and great study material. That's right, I said study material. You can go to the RiverChronicle.com and listen to lectures from Hillsdale South's greatest constitutional scholars. If you're interested in the Constitution, Hillsdale South lectures right there on the website under River Chronicle Audio. Also, lectures from the Heritage Foundation and, of course, The Willie Lawson Show on Blog Talk Radio is also housed there. A great assortment of videos under Red River Chronicle TV. It isn't just whatever's happening at the moment. It's a complete site to be completely educated about the conservative cause and what to do in today's climate. Right there on the website. It is a fine website put together by my new friend from LinkedIn, Kevin Batts, and his wife and his team of writers. If you want to up your conservative IQ, you need to go to the redriverchronicle.com, www.theredriverchronicle.com. That's what you want to do to up your conservative IQ. You just don't want to be emotional. You really want to be smarter than you were before. You want to be able to, if you choose to debate, you want to be able to debate in fact, because that will end your debates with liberals a lot faster than emotional debates. Debates about what things are actually true sort of shuts them down and gets you out of those conversations an awful lot faster. So the redriverchronicle.com, that's where you want to be to up your conservative IQ by double digits. That's what's important. All right, listen, again, thank you again for coming to the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. It is 1:58 on the east coast of the country and 1:58 on the west coast of Florida. We are here in full-fledged fundraising mode because we have looked at our budget today and we have found ourselves short $301. And we're looking forward to you making that difference up for us. We have done our best in the past 10 or 15 days to acquire affiliate programs. Hopefully that'll keep us going into the next millennium with our affiliates from Walmart, our affiliates from all sorts of other, and I'll name them off for you if you are curious, and I think that you are. A lot of times before people help out or donate or anything, they want to know what we're already doing, and I don't have any problem with that. You can check out our website and kind of that gives you a great idea what we're already up to. We're up to the Red River Chronicle. We talked about that as a benefactor for the Will Lawson Show and the conservative arts. Our friends at DraftKings.com, fantasy football, 1 week leagues, $5 million in cash prizes, limited time only. And there's our meter at rally.org. It says 250 of 1,000. We were hoping to be just a little bit over 50% by the weekend, actually, and it actually didn't happen. And we're trying to get there right this very moment. So if you're willing to donate $301, so we can pull that over the 50% mark as we're looking at the tail end of the 2014 campaigns, we really seriously appreciate it. There's our FanDuel affiliate program. We're also an affiliate program of Walmart, an affiliate program of Tampa Bay Aerial Media. And you'll see that there's an RSS for the Florida Dash and Liberty News on our website. We're also an affiliate partner of Hotels.com and MyFoodStorage.com. If you're, it's hard to tell anymore what's going to happen. And I think that anybody who tells you that they know what's going to happen, they're crazy, because they don't know. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows how things are going to work out. That's part of the craziness of it. That's part of the blessing of it, that nobody knows. That a lot of people are saying stuff, but that doesn't mean that they're right. I'm sure a lot of people are saying a lot of things, but you haven't proven to me by any stretch of the imagination that you know what you're talking about. You haven't proven to me that what you're doing is the right thing. You haven't proven to me is that what you're saying is the right thing to say. All I know is that it is my responsibility to be prepared for my family, and MyFoodStorage.com is one of those things that I use and that I'll use as we move forward. Long-term food storage, great tasting. The food has a 25-year shelf life. All you have to do is add water. And And if you go to, again, myfoodstorage.com, you'll get you can pick some menus. 120 serving breakfast only. 120 serving breakfast only. 120 servings of breakfast for $205. 120 servings of the entree, $264.99. Double that, 240 serving packages, $475.95. Now you think that may be a lot, but it's only a month's supply of food for 4 adults eating 2 servings a day, a breakfast and an entree, or 2 adults and 4 children, or 4 months supply for an adult eating twice a day. You know what? And with the advent of everything that's happening here, we're talking about the virus that's affecting children, of course, Ebola. There may be a time where you don't want to go out, where you don't want to eat at a restaurant, where you don't want to go out and buy food that you don't know where it came from. That's when myfoodstorage.com, a long-term food storage, becomes very, very handy. Having emergency food kits or long-term food storage. There's also, if you're worried about Ebola, if you're worried about these viruses, there's all myfoodstorage.com also has water filter and kits to do that, to filter the water out, because it may indeed be the water now that's contaminated. We saw the videotape of the crew who pressure washed the sidewalk after an Ebola patient vomited, which was not the right cleanup, to simply shove the wastewater down into the wastewater system, the storm drain down in the wastewater system. That some of that water might end up back in the public drinking system without being, without being treated properly before doing that. So you might want to add a water filter and kits to your water supply that you're getting right now, and that way you can drink some of the filtered water and save some of the filtered water in case you need to. That's myfoodstorage.com, and we are an affiliate partner. So if you're interested in myfoodstorage.com, go to the WillAustinShow.com website and click on the button. Click on the picture at myfoodstorage.com. Long-term food storage. Well, there you go. And you can calculate how much you need there, about how many adults and how many children there are. And you can, there's all sorts of packages for entrees. There's a 4,321 serving package. That's a 12-month supply for 4 adults eating 3 servings a day. 1 breakfast, 2 entrees, or 2 adults and 4 children. 4,320 serving package for $7,299.15. That's an amazing amount. But you never know when this may be necessary. And these are some of the affiliate partners that we've put together. And I think that we are doing our best here at the Will Austin Show to become self-sufficient. Because we believe in self-sufficiency. We preach self-sufficiency. And we are doing our best to become self-sufficient. But we also understand, and I also understand how important it is to, if one needs help, to ask for help when you need help, other than to go away. So often, people get in trouble and they don't ask for help nearly soon enough. And by the time help arrives, it's too late. The damage is done, and sometimes it's irreparable. And so often people say, if you had just asked for help a little sooner, if you had just come to me sooner, we would have been able to keep what happened from happening. That's the deal. We might have been able to keep from what happened from happening if you had come to us a little sooner. So, we're trying not to wait. We're trying not to wait, so we come to you now before the end of the month, before we are truly at the end and are desperate to continue. We come to you now to make sure that we have the funds to continue to broadcast on Spreaker, that we have the funds to continue to broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, that we have the funds that we're able to travel around the state in the last few days of this very, very important campaign, to get information to you, to hear, to be there firsthand. So that's what we're really all about. That's why we're coming to you this evening. That's why we're not waiting. So I'm extremely excited about this opportunity to come to you and talk to you about helping with this fundraiser. We are $301 short in our budget, and we're asking for that this evening. Now, if it takes 300 people at $1 a piece, or 300 people, 301 persons at $1 a piece, that's fine too. If it takes one person for $301, that's fine too, or 2 people or 6 people, or however many it takes to move the wheel, to spin the wheel, then that's what we'll do, and that's how we'll do it. Go to WillieLawsonShow.com and click the donate button right there on the page. We appreciate it. Go to WillieLawsonShow.com. That's WillieLawsonshow.com, and click the PayPal button right there. And again, we walked you through it earlier. All you have to do is click the donate button. And if you don't have a PayPal account, that's fine. Go down to the lower left-hand corner of the screen and click Continue, and then you can enter your credit card or your debit card information. Take MasterCard, Visa, Discover, Amex, right there. And we appreciate it, and we're watching those numbers right now. And as those numbers start to roll in, we will make sure that you are aware. That you are listening, that are aware of what we're doing and how well we're doing, and I'm believing right now that this is going to happen in Jesus' name. So I'm confident of it right now. I am as confident now as I have been all day, knowing full well that this is what I had to look forward to this evening. That this was going to be how we played out what we did for the rest of the evening. This is how I was going to spend my early morning. Well, there you go. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back with more of the Willie Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com right after these messages. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep. But the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Behold, we are in the presence of champions. Fantasy sports legends who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars playing online. Meet Arlie Gonzalez. Average guy, superior sports knowledge. Picked a team in minutes and won enough to throw the party of a lifetime. In outer space. Former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do we turn our love of fantasy sports into reality cash?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play for the largest one-day cash pools in all of fantasy sports. Go to DraftKings.com and enter the Baseball Chase for the Crown event, paying out over $5 million. Enter promo code BONUS and we'll double your deposit. Get to DraftKings.com now.
Well, good morning. Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thoughts? To be able to debate at a higher level? To be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about? Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com.
Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, we're back with more of the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. It is 2:13 on the east coast of the nation and 2:13 on the west coast of Florida. We appreciate you being here with us this morning and helping out with this fundraiser. Listen, I got some great news. You know that one of our affiliate partners is DraftKings.com, and I entered a DraftKings.com contest this past weekend with my 1 week fantasy team. And I'll tell you what, the entry fee was as low as $2. And if you put in 2 and get 10 out, did anybody tell you that that's a good deal? That's a good deal? $2 in and $10 out? You make $8 on the deal. You put in 2 and you make 8. That's the fun of That's part of the fun of DraftKings.com. And that just, I mean, the game just ended a little bit ago. The Monday night game just ended a little bit ago, and we were able to. I got that announcement on my phone just now. Of course, I did what everybody else wished they had done. I had Peyton Manning as my quarterback on this week's fantasy team. Now, the fantasy team that I have on ESPN, I didn't get Peyton Manning, but I was able to choose Peyton Manning for this team, and Le'Veon Bell and DeMarco Murray and Riley Cooper and Vincent Jackson and Brian Quick and Sammy Watkins from Buffalo and the Saints defense against Tampa Bay. So we're talking about that I was able to pick the best team that I could pick and was able to up my investment from $2 to $8. So there you go. The fun of DraftKings.com, and you can get a free DraftKings.com app by going to DraftKings.com on your smartphone and downloading the app. Again, so we're excited about that. We're actually seeing it work. And with all these things, I will make sure that you know that they work, and by personal experience. And I think that's important. It's the very same thing that we want to do for you in the political world. We want to be there for you and give you firsthand knowledge, not some regurgitated that we went to Drudge or we went to Breitbart and regurgitated something. That's not what we want to do. We want to be there firsthand. So you have firsthand knowledge
of the things that are happening, not only in the state of Florida and the Tampa Bay area, but indeed around the country. In order to do that, do this kind of stuff, we definitely are going to need your help. We are going to need your help, and you can help us. It's very easy. You can help us by going to the WillAustinShow.com website and click on the donate button right there, and you can just click the donate button and whatever is on your heart this evening is what we'll do and what we'll take and we'll be happy with. We'll be joyous about what we'll celebrate, and that's just how it is. But I am confident. I am confident and excited that we'll get this taken care of this evening. That we will get this taken care of this evening. And all you have, and that's really all you have to do. That's all you have to do. We're very, very excited about getting this taken care of and getting on the road here in about, in about 3.5 hours to Manatee County, where we're going to go and do some real making sure that the Manatee County county commissioners understand how important transparency is. Transparency in their dealings, especially when dealing with taxpayer dollars. That's how we do it. We are here to make local government more accountable to the people. Not here to talk about it, but to be about it. That's what we're here to do. Not just here to talk about it, but to be about it. And if and I can't imagine that's not what you want in your conservative shows that are actually doing something and being a voice for change in your community. That's what we're doing. That's what we're about here. Period. Actually making it happen. Not just talking about it, but being about it. Not just talking about transparency, but actually making transparency happen. Actually making transparency happen in local government, where a lot of times transparency is the least. There is less transparency sometimes in local governments than there is in in state or federal governments. Why? Because everybody's got a backroom deal going. Everybody's got a cousin. Everybody's got a brother-in-law who is blah, 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 blah. Or your sister is married to my cousin and blah, 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 blah. That happens. Unfortunately, all this kind of stuff happens so often in local governments. So we are here to make sure that in the state of Florida, as far as we can go and as much as we can do, that we are going to make transparency in government the rule of the day. That's what we're about. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So that's what we're headed there in about, it's 2:20 in the east coast of the nation and the west coast of Florida. So we're going to be, we're going to be out there making it happen in about 4.5 hours. So we're here, and if we got to be here the whole time until then, to get you to help out, that's fine. Then we'll be here. Then we'll be here talking. Then we'll be here telling you that how we do it and what we do, and what we've been doing to help ourselves in the meantime. And I think that that's important too. I think that that's very important that we relate to you what we've been doing and how we've been doing it in the meantime. Because a lot of people go, well, great, you're asking for funds, but what have you done? What have you done? Well, we've pulled in some great folks to help us. The great people at the RedRiverChronicle.com website. Kevin Batts and his family, his wife and some people they have writing for this great website. This site is set up to increase your conservative IQ. That's
That's just the fact. That is just the fact. If you want to know more about conservatism and what conservatism is all about, not just with the great articles that are written on the site and the great commentary that's written on the site, Kevin has decided to install on the site an educational component with lectures from Hillsdale College about the Constitution, from the Heritage Foundation about current events, and of course the Willie Lawson Show on Blog Talk Radio plays there in the audio section of the RedRiverChronicle.com. And there's also a plethora of conservative videos that Kevin and his friends have amassed on the site that you can have access to. It is a fantastic learning tool. It isn't just a place to go and relax and read a few articles. It's a fantastic learning tool to increase your conservative IQ, and they've come on board to help us every month with our expenses. That's the RedRiverChronicle.com. The RedRiverChronicle.com. That's one of the things that we've been doing. We've been building partnerships, and one of the other partnerships we'll talk about right after the break. Thank you again for coming to the Willie Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep. But the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We rope it up,
'cause we know how to jump.
we roll it out,
'Cause we know how to skate.
we'll cut it down,
'Cause we know what to eat.
we'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up,
'Cause we know how to hoop.
we'll mess around,
'Cause we know how to play.
we'll drop it down,
'Cause we know how to dance.
we'll veg it up.
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Search We Can online to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy. Remember, that's We Can. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
Okay, class, let's all sing our 911 song. There's a fire, there's a fire.
Dial 911.
There's a fire, there's a fire.
Dial 911.
If you can't raise an arm,
Dial 911.
if you're suddenly having trouble speaking these words,
Dial 911.
face suddenly goes all numb,
Dial 911.
all of a sudden get the worst headache of your life,
Dial 911.
sudden loss of sight in one or both eyes.
Dial 911.
If you think stroke may be the cause, never wait to call.
Dial 911.
911. Making a difference in someone's life is elementary. Know the sudden signs of stroke and dial 911 immediately if they appear. Time lost is brain lost. For more information, visit powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, we're back with more of the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio. It is 2:27 on the east coast of the nation and 2:27 on the west coast of Florida. We are here in full-fledged fundraising mode to get you to help us out with this need that we have this evening. We are short in our fundraising, $301, and the only people that we can come to are you, our listeners, people who have backed us all this time, that continue to support us through the lean and hard times. And these are lean and hard times. I get that. I get that entirely. I get that the economy is not what the administration says it is. It's nowhere near what the administration says it is. It's nowhere near the forged numbers that come out of this administration month after month after month after month. The forged and manipulated unemployment numbers. The last unemployment numbers that came out that says that the unemployment rate was at 5.9%. Our problem is with that number is that we've got more people out of the workforce now than we've ever had out of the workforce. And what that means is that people who have given up, people who have said, screw it, I'm out of the workforce. I'm just going to get a check. I'm just going to sit quietly. I am not going to worry about it. We've got more of those people now than we've ever had. People who have just quit. People who have given up and just quit. We've got more of those folks than we've ever had, and that's sort of leading to this ridiculously low number of unemployment that this administration is broadcasting. That is just smoke and mirrors. There's still 20 to 21 million people in this country that are unemployed, and even more if you consider them underemployed. Underemployed just means that the job that you used to have, the one job that you used to have, isn't keeping up with what you need, or you've got more than one of those jobs. You've got 2 or 3 of those very same sort of jobs. Those jobs that are only taking care of partially of what you're used to and what you need. I understand that. And we still, in this, are still asking for your help, are still asking for you to push a little at the wheel for us, help us out, pushing at the wheel. We understand how difficult it is. I mean, especially in this house, especially where I live, especially in my situation, I understand entirely how difficult it is and how difficult it can be. But I also understand how important it is. How very important it is to continue to help, to continue to sow, to continue to support causes that support you. We may again not have a lot of money, but we always make sure to feed ourselves, because if we don't feed ourselves, we'll die, and then we won't be able to help the people that we are working so hard to help. You know what? You can work 60 hours, but if you decide not to feed yourself for 40 days, you're going to be dead, and you're not going to help anybody. You're not going to be able to get anything done. And it's the very same thing with conservative causes like the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio and Spreaker.com. I understand that you're doing all you can to help yourself, but sometimes in helping us, we're able to make your life better down the road, especially as in just a few hours we're headed to Manatee County to if necessary, force the County Commission of Manatee County to do business in the sunshine. no more no-bid contracts in anything they do, to make sure that all contracts are open for bid, to make sure that all their government is done in the sunshine, and make sure that they can bring down the rates for garbage collection and increase the service by increasing the competition. That's what it's all about. And we're going to go do just that to hopefully make the lives of those that live in Manatee County just a little bit better. You know what? I'm not saying that now people in Manatee County will be able to go back buy Jaguars and live in mansions. No, but you know what? If we can make their life a little bit better by forcing their government to be a little bit more accountable, we have done our part. We have done our job, and we will continue to do at least that around the state and hopefully around the country with your help. That's the missing part. The missing part of what you see in your government, local, state, and federal, is that there hasn't been any accountability. I said this an hour or so ago. Nobody has been watching the hen house. Nobody was watching the hen house. And because they're not watching the hen house, we're seeing all sorts of insanity happen, right? So what the Willie Lawson Show is doing in coordination with the folks at Porch Talk Radio on TV and Urban Game Changers Florida is that we're watching the hen house. We're watching the foxes as they have their eye on the hen house and your nest eggs. And we're saying you're going to be accountable to your taxpayers, to your constituency. That we're going to force you into being accountable to your constituency. We're the missing part. We're going to come back and forge that bridge and make local, state, and the federal government accountable to its constituency, because that's been the missing part. Nobody's been watching the store. In 2008 and 2009 on the Willie Lawson Show, it came to me to think about this. Nobody's been watching the store, and we've been letting the children run wild. It's like having a bunch of 13-year-olds in a candy store. And we left. All the adults split, and the 13-year-olds and the 10, 11, 13-year-olds were running the candy store. And when we came back to see what happened in 2008, most of the candy was gone. And all we saw was a couple or three pimply-faced, extremely overweight, with rotten teeth, teenagers lying on the floor in a sugar coma. All hell had broken loose, and because we let the wrong people run the store without any supervision. So the Willie Lawson Show and the folks at Urban Game Changers Florida and the great people at Porch Talk Radio on TV are going to Manatee County this morning to make sure that the Manatee County Commission does not think that they are unsupervised. To make sure that they are not unsupervised teenagers. That they understand that they must be accountable to their constituency. They must be accountable to the taxpayers of Manatee County, just like we were able to make sure that the Hillsborough County Commission understood that they were accountable to the taxpayers of Hillsborough County and their constituency, enough so to do business in the sunshine, to make sure that there were no backroom deals, that there was no more of this no bid contract nonsense, that any bid for services anything for services of the county would go through an open bid process that was transparent, and the rules were laid out that anybody who had the qualifications could participate, because that spurred on competition. Competition always increases service and decreases the cost. Always does. It's one of the rules. And if we are conservatives concerned about free markets, that's one of the rules. That's one of the must-haves if you want a free market system. One of the most must-haves in making the playing field even is the open bid process, especially for government work. So that's what we're up to, and we need your help. We need your help to make this trip there in a few hours, and make trips all over the state that we're going to. We want to make sure we get over to District 5 to help Glo Smith, candidate for a conservative Republican candidate for U.S. Rep, in her campaign against the Democrat incumbent Corrine Brown. We want to be there to help Glo win this race. We don't want to just cheer her on from afar. We just don't want to talk about it and report about it later. We want to be there on the ground. We want to be there doing what we have to do in that campaign to make that happen. And of course, you know what, we need funds long term, obviously, but again, we can't start the process until we get the current thing taken care of. I always say handle the worst thing first. That's the toughest thing, and makes everything easier because you've handled the worst thing first. And the worst thing first right now is this month that we've seen the shortage already. We saw the shortage this afternoon, and knowing that we would come here this morning and ask you to help us. $301 is our shortage. You know, it's frustrating because we know that on the large scale of things, it's not that much. It is a bunch to us. It's a bunch to you. It's a bunch to me. But it's not that much in the large scale. You know what? The NBA and ESPN and TNT just signed a television contract that goes into effect next year, and for the next 9 years, that's worth $24 billion. $24 billion. I can't even fathom $24 billion. It's worth $24 billion to watch basketball on TV. And as much as you may enjoy watching basketball on television, I'm really not sure how watching basketball on television will help you make decisions that are important to the sanctity, security of the Republic. And I know that it seems like I'm building up what we do more than it is, but I'm not. I'm just not sure. And it seems crazy, and it's frustrating to me. It's horribly frustrating. It's horribly frustrating to me that in a contract that enables you to watch basketball, professional basketball on television, you know, teams of millionaires owned by billionaires, a contract worth $24 billion to the NBA, ESPN, and TNT, and we struggle here with a paltry $301, like it's all the money in the world. Yes, it is frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. But you know what? That's okay. Sometimes things are, you know what, we're frustrated because sometimes things are frustrating. It's okay. It's fine. I am confident that we will accomplish this goal tonight before we go to bed. Right now we've got, let me see here, how much more time do we have in this broadcast? We have 41 minutes and 30 seconds in this broadcast, and I am confident that we will get this accomplished before the sun comes up today. All right, thanks for tuning into the Willie Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, this is the top 20 a production of Spacewalk Production Studios and the Will Austin Show. This top 20, the USA Today top 20 coaches poll, is brought to you by DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. That is 1 week leagues every week. Pick a new team, and you wish you'd had Peyton Manning this week. You could have had him. All you have to do is go to DraftKings.com and click and type in Go Long 2014, and DraftKings.com will match your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $600, more than 3 times of the other leading fantasy 1 week leagues. $600 of free money. All right, listen. We're going to start with the top 10 in the USA Today's coaches poll. Getting into the top 10 this week are the Bulldogs from University of Georgia, up 2 spots from 12 with a 4-1 record. At number 9, Oklahoma drops 6 spots from the number 3 spot to number 9. Michigan State up 2 spots from number 10 to number 8 with a 4-1 record. Also with a 4-1 record, losing a heartbreaker to Ole Miss and dropping 6 spots is Alabama. Up 8 spots from number 14 is Mississippi State, a 5-0 Mississippi State team. And up 3 spots from number 8 are the Golden Domers of Notre Dame at 5-0. At number 4, after a fantastic victory and showing great resilience there at home to beat Alabama, up 7 spots is Ole Miss, the Ole Miss Rebels at 5-0. Coming from the 11th spot, and a new number 3, it is the Bears from Baylor, from the Baptist Bears from Baylor at 5-0. 3 spots from number 6 to number 3, and up 3 spots to number 2 are the Auburn Tigers at number 5. They're also at 5-0, and regaining the top spot from number 2 in this particular poll are the Florida State University Seminoles with 44 first place votes at 5-0. That last week they were at number 2 in this particular poll. And again, this is brought to you by DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. Go to DraftKings.com and use the promo code GOLONG2014. Thank you so much.
Behold, we are in the presence of champions. Fantasy sports legends who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars playing online. Meet Arlie Gonzalez. Average guy, superior sports knowledge. Picked a team in minutes and won enough to throw the party of a lifetime. In outer space. Former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do we turn our love of fantasy sports into reality cash?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play for the largest one-day cash pools in all of fantasy sports. Go to DraftKings.com and enter the Baseball Chase for the Crown event, paying out over $5 million. Enter promo code BONUS and we'll double your deposit. Get to DraftKings.com now.
Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. All right, we're back with more of the Will Austin Show here on Spreaker.com. We appreciate you being here. We are in full-fledged fundraiser mode here, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to go ahead and get the last bit of our budget for the month, $301, to make sure that we can continue to broadcast on Blog Talk Radio every day, that we can continue to do Spreaker Cast and have enough storage so that we can make sure that our hosting for the website, the WillAustinShow.com website, is paid for this month, and that we can do the things we need to do, get to the places we need to get to, talk to the people that we need to talk to bring you the best in conservative the best in urban conservative online radio possible. And not just sitting here behind the mic, but actually getting to what the newsmakers are and making a difference. You know, we're not just commentary. I'm just not just commentary here. We're not just we comment on everything else. We actually get involved and make things happen. Again, on Friday we didn't broadcast at 10 o'clock because as a function of the Urban Game Changers organization, we were at that sponsored a voter registration drive that was in our community, giving people that last opportunity to register to vote for the 2014 elections being held on November 4th. Why? Because we think that that's important. That's one of the functions that we need to have, and I want to spread that throughout. Indeed, not only throughout the state of Florida, but throughout the country. Even after the elections, we need to have a voter registration drive in every state in the union that's sponsored by Urban Game Changers and the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio and Spreaker.com. We need to make sure that this happens. Now, the only way this happens is that if we have the means, the resources to get to enough people, to get enough people involved, to have a day. And I'm thinking it comes to me, and I don't even know if it's a viable day, because I don't know if it's a week or a weekend day. But on June the 14th, Flag Day, to have people around the country make sure that they're registered to vote so they can participate in the entire primary process that happens in 2016. That we get them registered to vote. That we start thinking about it. That make sure that if they need an ID to register to vote, that they get one. That we help them because all the laws around the country are different. As a matter of fact, during our let me get a sip of this delicious coffee my son made. Delicious, but we answered some questions at our voter registration drive. There are people who lost their voter registration card, and in Florida, all you need is an ID. Because I don't know where mine is either. My voter registration card, I don't have any idea where it is. If I'm running for office here soon, I'm going to need it because I need the number off of it. Because I don't have a number off of it to run for office. You need to be a registered voter to run for office in Florida. Maybe that's not the case everywhere else, but it is the case here in Florida. But I told everybody if they had their ID, and I'll tell you what. Let me talk to you a little bit about that. Everybody that I talked to who wanted to register to vote had an ID. Not everybody had a driver's license, but they had an ID. Everybody had a voter registration card. Either a Florida ID card or a Florida driver's license. Everybody I talked to. Even the people I talked to that were convicted felons that had not yet gotten their rights restored, they had an ID, either a driver's license or a Florida ID card. So this nonsense, this foolishness that people can't get IDs, especially black people in the urban community can't get IDs, and asking for IDs is somehow voter suppression is bullcrap. Is absolute nonsense. We were able to have this voter registration drive inside a local credit union here in Tampa, and I'm telling you, everybody that I talked to, even the people who were convicted felons. And how do I know they were convicted felons? Because they told me that they were convicted felons and they had not gotten their rights restored yet, or they needed to find out how to go about that process, and we helped them with who to get in contact with to start that process. And I think that's partially what we have to do around the state, is that if they're convicted felons and they don't have their rights restored, who do they talk to? What process? What pieces of paper do they have to fill out? What phone calls they have to make, what emails they have to send, and give them all the tools by which to do that. to get the process started. And we were telling people, listen, you may get denied the first time, and that's fine. You just keep banging on them until you make it happen. All these people had IDs. They all had valid IDs. They all had up-to-date IDs. So this nonsense that people can't get IDs is bullcrap. It's bullcrap. And we saw it firsthand. And that's why we want to get out in the community and do stuff. You know what? It's okay. I mean, it's okay to sit behind a microphone and do stuff sometimes, but it's much better. It's much, much better than if we get out into the community and do some of these things so we can tell you firsthand. So I can sit here and tell you firsthand of the things that we've seen and we continue to see. It is extremely important that we're able to do that. And and as we were talking to people and we were collecting their information and getting them registered to vote, or at least getting them to the places that they needed to get to ensure that their rights were restored, or whatever it took at the time. That we noticed that a lot of the things that are being said are nonsense, and we knew it from firsthand knowledge, and I think that's extreme. I think that was extremely important, and completely eye-opening and exciting even, that we learned this stuff firsthand, because we were there. And that's the excitement of what we're doing. We want to be on the scene firsthand, so no one can tell us that we misunderstood. No one can tell us that we're taking things out of context. Nobody can tell us any of that nonsense. That we see it for ourselves before we relate it to you. Why? Because we were there. So again, we're I'm very excited about that project, and that was a fairly small that was fairly small. Again, we want to make sure that you can be there with us, and as we head to Manatee County in just a few hours, just a couple of hours, to make sure that the Manatee County Commission understands that, you know what, you've got to do business in the sunshine. That's how we do it. And that's what's really important. So that's what we're about. That's what we're about. So we could use your help. We need you to go to the WillAustinShow.com website and click on the donate button right there. And if you want to participate by taking care of the entire balance and getting us caught up this month to our budget, you can do that by simply donating $301. Or some portion of that. That's what we're all about here. I know it's late, and I know you're weary, and I know your plans don't include me, but here we are. So again, I'm excited about what we got going. I'm excited about what we're doing, and I'm excited that you're going to come along beside us and help. I'm excited that you're going to come alongside us and help. Going to the WillAustinShow.com website and clicking on the donate button makes it happen. Thank you. Thank you ever so much. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for making it possible for us to do all the stuff that we want to do. Thank you for making it possible. Thank you for making it possible. I believe that we're going to get this done. I really do. I believe that we are going to get this done. All right. Again, we're going to take a little break. Thank you again for coming to the Will Austin Show here on Spreaker.com and on Blog Talk Radio. And we are available on Pundit Press Radio. Go to PunditPressRadio.com and you can see our past shows there, or you can go to the Wacko Network on Blog Talk Radio. and see our shows and hear all our shows that we do on Blog Talk Radio are replayed on the Wacko Network at 6 p.m. We do our show live on Blog Talk Radio at 10 a.m. And you can hear all our rebroadcast of our morning show on the Wacko Network with my friend Bob, Bob Gutierrez, runs on Blog Talk Radio. You can hear me on at 6 o'clock, the morning show on 6 o'clock as his rebroadcast. Thank you ever so much, Bob G. and your band of Wacko Warriors, for holding our sign up, being somewhere, having us be somewhere where we can't be normally. And that's what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to hold our sign up by helping us in this fundraiser so we can be somewhere where you can't be, doing what you would have us do. All right, we'll be back in a little bit right after these messages. Thanks for coming to the Will Lawson Show here on Spreaker.com. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
Behold, we are in the presence of champions, fantasy sports legends who have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars playing online. Meet Arlie Gonzalez. Average guy, superior sports knowledge. Picked a team in minutes and won enough to throw the party of a lifetime. In outer space. Former accountant Derek Bradley. DraftKings One Day Fantasy Baseball took him from a guy with holes in his underpants to a guy with bikini models in them.
How do we turn our love of fantasy sports into reality cash?
DraftKings.com. They have one-day games, so you're not locked in. It's like a new season every time you play. And best of all, you could win a shipload of money.
Play for the largest one-day cash pools in all of fantasy sports. Go to DraftKings.com and enter the Baseball Chase for the Crown event, paying out over $5 million. Enter promo code BONUS and we'll double your deposit. Get to DraftKings.com now.
I'll pick you up after school. Okay, I got it.
It's easy to take a day for granted. You and your family are connected by routine, and you stick to it. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if your day's routine is disrupted and you can't reach your family? Have you planned for that? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Today. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Ready.gov. This message brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
Well, good morning. Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thought? To be able to debate at a higher level? To be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about? Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.
All right, we're back with more of the Will Austin Show here on Blog Talk. I always say that Blog Talk Radio because we do our show on Blog Talk Radio from Monday through Friday at 10 in the morning. We won't be there this morning because in 4 hours we are heading out to Manatee County to make sure that the County Commission in Manatee County understands that in Florida we do government in the sunshine, baby. That no more backroom deals, no more smoke-filled rooms. That everything needs to be out in the open. That they have an open bid process on every single thing that the county does, and especially the thing that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk garbage. You know what? There isn't any more important thing or expensive thing that government provides other than water, possibly, than garbage pickup and sanitation. We're talking about, in most decent sized counties, we're talking about billions of dollars sometimes in these contracts, especially over time. So we're going to make sure that the folks at Manatee County understand that it is imperative. It is imperative that they continue to do government in the sunshine and provide an open bid process for those that want to participate in the collection of refuse there in Manatee County. Because that's what we do. What we do is to make sure that we are effective, not just behind a microphone, not just behind a webcam, but we are effective live and in person, because that's important. You know what? It's one thing to be effective here and to be clever but you know what? We have to lead we have to be the example. The example is that since we started the show back in March of 2008, is that we wanted you to do something. It isn't what I do; it's what you do, and we've decided that, you know what, we need to be a better example, and to be a better example, we need to get from behind the mic, get in the car, get our ass somewhere, and get something done. And we've done that. We did that in 2012. We did that a few years ago in front of the County Commission here in Hillsborough County, demanding that there be an open bid process for the very same thing. And everything basically that they do, that nothing is done with continuing contract, backroom deals, smoke-filled rooms, that has ended. And it's because of the Will Austin Show, Space War Productions, the Porch Talk Radio program here had been pushed forward by my friend Eddie Adams Jr., former candidate for U.S. House, and Urban Game Changers here of Florida, of Tampa Bay. We've been able to make that happen and make sure that the current administration here in Hillsborough County understands that they must continue to do government in the sunshine. They must continue to do the county's business in the sunshine. That they can't just decide that they're going to have the very same companies do this stuff without bidding it out to everybody else, without allowing new blood, but without allowing competition to get lower prices and higher service. And we're leaving here in just about 4 hours to do the very same thing in Manatee County. We are desperate to be the example, the positive example. So that's what we're up to. So that's what we're doing our show, doing this 3-hour show tonight, and we're almost done with it. And we need $301 to make sure that we have gotten our budget for the month straightened out. Because as we looked yesterday at what we had going forward, we figured out that our bean counter figured out that we are exactly $301 short of making our goal. So we need to make that goal this evening. And we are confident that we're going to make that goal. So again, thank you for your help as we move forward in this, and thank you for your support, the Willie Lawson Show, for all this time. We have done 1,420 shows on Blog Talk Radio. 1,420 shows since the last week in March of 2008, and
we have had over 864,000 listens to our shows. More than 750,000 listens to our shows since then, and we're very, very excited by that. How many people is that? How far-reaching is that? It is humbling that the Willie Lawson Show on Blog Talk Radio has been listened on, and these are just the listens from Blog Talk Radio, that have been listened to 864,000 plus times. And that by the end of this month and next month, we'll be well over 900,000 listens. Our goal this year is to break the 1 million listens mark. That just blows me away that we're anywhere near that. That I could have thought about that when we started way back in on that March in 2008, that last weekend, where I was just excited to look out in the chat room and find that there was one other person listening. That I was talking to one person. I thought that was amazing. Even like this show, when we have and we couldn't have taken a more ridiculous time to do this show than midnight or midnight 30 is when we started. We couldn't have taken a more ridiculous time. But you know what? It's worked. There are people who've listened, and there are people who are helping, and there will be people who will continue to listen as this show goes into archives this morning and hits the big stream first thing in the morning. So I am confident that we will do the things that we need to do. We got help from my friends at New Homes of Tampa Bay, who tweeted the show out early on, asked if we were up late, and I hope that that my friend Gary, who is one of the hardest working young people I have met, and one of the most industrious persons I have ever met. And again, this young man is an inspiration to me. Keeps me on my toes. Gary plays guitar for me in our praise band at church and leads worship, and is a man led by the Spirit of God, who is the force behind newhomesoftampabay.com, who's come up with an affiliate program. If you are looking for a new home in the state of Florida and the Tampa Bay area, and you need to contact them, their number is 813-770. I want to make sure I get it right. 9452, I believe, is the number. Yes, indeed. Let me make sure I look it up. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, because some of you guys will call me and on the other show and be all mad. Yes, again, the number is 813-770-9452. New Homes of Tampa Bay. If you call them up and say, listen, I listened to the Willie Lawson Show, and Willie said that you guys could help us find a new home. New home meaning new construction. I want to make sure that I make that different. Make that different to you. It isn't just new home like it's new to you, but new construction, brand new construction. That means that no one's used the toilet but you. No one's put anything in the refrigerator but you. No one's used the stove but you. No one's put anything in those cabinets but you. No one's walked across that hardwood floor or that carpet but you. No one swam in the pool but you. Talk about new construction, brand new home. Listen to the Willie Lawson Show can receive a $1,000 gift card from Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA when they use one of their New Homes of Tampa Bay certified home advisors to assist you in the home buying process. Now, there's a catch to all of this, but you'll have to call to find out what that is. 813-770-9452. 813-770-9452. New Homes of Tampa Bay. They're one of our affiliate partners. that have come along beside to help. And this is just evidence to you, and I mention them because I want you to, if you're interested in buying a brand new home, new construction home, this is what you ought to do. You could probably do it yourself. You could probably go to the builders yourself and get it done. But you know what? You need help because there's a lot that you don't know. And there's a lot that the builder is not obligated to tell you. By law, they're not obligated to tell you everything. However, there's some things that that my friends here at New Homes of Tampa Bay can tell you to make this the most pleasant experience, not just in the front end, but for the next 15 or 30 years, however long you're there. And that's the deal. You know what? That commercial that says you're not buying a house, you're buying a place for your life to happen. What you don't want is buyer's regret 7 years, 9 years, 11 years from now. You want to make sure that you weren't sold a home, that you bought a home. And there's a difference between being sold something and having all the information that you need to make a purchase. That you bought it, that you went in eyes wide open, had all the information and purchased a home. That's the difference. That's why you get help. And it's okay for something this big, big as a house, a brand new home, to get help. This is not like asking for directions to the basketball arena. This is a house. There's a lot of moving parts in the financing. There's a lot of moving parts in where the home is. There's a lot of moving parts into all the things that go into a new home. All the choices for flooring, all the choices for cabinets, all the choices for countertops, all the choices for all the amenities in a home. You need help. And my friends at New Homes of Tampa Bay can help you. 813-770-9452. And if you use them, you're a lot smarter than I thought you were. And if you don't use them, you're not nearly as smart as I'd hoped you were. If you use them, $1,000 gift card from Home Depot or Lowe's or IKEA. $1,000 gift card. This is not some nonsense $10 gift card on the Starbucks. This is a $1,000 gift card from the Home Depot, Lowe's, or IKEA. When you get one of their certified people to help you in the buying process of a new home, new construction home. That's a pretty hefty deal, my friends. That's a pretty serious deal. And you wait to find out you call them, and they'll tell you what the catch is. As a matter of fact, when you call them, let them know that you've heard it on the Willie Lawson Show and you're interested in what's the catch. Call them and say, what's the catch? You're going to love it. And yeah, I promise, Gary, that I wouldn't tell you what the catch was, and I'm not going to. That you have to call to find out what the catch is. And the number is 813-770-9452. And if you're out of the area, moving into the area, call anyway. And if you're not going to move into Tampa Bay, we can find somebody around the state to help you. Whether you're moving to the big cities of Jacksonville or Tallahassee or Daytona or somewhere in South Florida, we can find one of our agents there around the state to help you. So call anyway. Even if you're not moving to Tampa Bay, call anyway. 813-770-9452. Set up an appointment. Let's talk to one of their certified new home specialists to make your new home purchase smooth, wonderful, and perfect. And when you do that, that helps us out here at the Willie Lawson Show. That's one of our new affiliate partners. We're excited about that relationship. We started to forge that relationship yesterday. And as you can tell, I'm talking about it a lot because I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the opportunity for them. I'm excited about the opportunity for the Willie Lawson Show here. and we're going to continue to talk about it. All right, listen. Again, we'll take a little break. One of our affiliate partners that we got a couple weeks ago, DraftKings.com. As a matter of fact, I just won a DraftKings prize because I put in $2 to play a DraftKings game and got 10 out. So that was the first one that I've won. I actually, when I decided that I would try to bring them on as a sponsor, I also decided that I would also be a customer. So I could have the very same experience. So I would know firsthand, and I keep saying this, I've been saying this all night, firsthand of the experience of DraftKings. So I wouldn't be telling you something to participate in something that I'm not doing myself. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to be doing it myself, to make sure that to make sure that we understand the experience, and that it's a good experience for you. So if you play fantasy football or any fantasy sports, DraftKings.com, and use the promo code GOLONG2014. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. Well, good morning. Are you interested in upping your conservative IQ? To be more solid in your conservative thought? To be able to debate at a higher level? To be able to understand at a higher level what conservatism in America is really all about? Well, I can help you now. Alongside us as partners is a new partner, the RedRiverChronicle.com website. The RedRiverChronicle.com website, whose founder is Kevin Batts, understands what conservatism is all about and understands it in the way they write their articles, their commentary, all the educational material that is on the website, put together in a great way, very easy to navigate. So if you want to up your IQ, go to RedRiverChronicle.com.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese!
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving, because buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ. Yep. Well, again, thank you again for coming to the Let's Make This Thing Happen Tonight show here on Spreaker. You know what? And don't drink and drive. It could be the most expensive night of your life. If you're lucky, it'll only cost you money. It may cost you your sanity if you hurt somebody else and your peace of mind, or it may even cost you your life. It's not worth it. it's not worth it. I'm telling you, it just isn't worth it. Don't be Michael Phelps. Imagine being Michael Phelps, having everything, and come and have it possibly come to a crashing halt because you're not smart enough or aware enough to not get in your car and drive drunk. Just don't do it. All right, listen, thanks so much for coming to the Willie Lawson Show. Let's make this thing happen tonight. If you want to help us, go to willielawsonshow.com and click on the donate button. And you can help us out there. willielawsonshow.com, click on the donate button. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with more of the Willie Lawson Show on Blog Talk Radio. Until then, we will see you. Go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing...
We'll see you when we see you. Welcome to the Willie Lawson Show here on Blog Talk Radio, the Wacko Network, and Pundit Press Radio. This is conservative talk for those who want to increase their conservative IQ.